So in this video we're going to talk about file upload and image upload in a UX component that has been data bound. So when you're doing a file upload or an image upload to a data bound component, the presumption is that you want to save the uploaded file information in a field in the record that the UX component is bound to. So there are four different cases that you can have, and we'll discuss each one of them in the video. So in the case of a file upload, you can upload to a character field in the bound record. So what that means is that the file will be uploaded to the server. It'll be saved in a folder on the server, and then in a character field in the record you're going to store the file name of the file on the server so that you can get a reference to the uploaded file. So that would be this first option here, which is file upload to a character field. The second option on file upload would be to a binary field. So that would mean that you're going to upload the data to the server, and then the binary data that got uploaded will be saved in a binary field in the record that the UX component is bound to. So in the case where you're doing a file upload to a binary field, you're going to want to also have an additional field in your record, a character field, where you can store the type of the binary data that was uploaded. And the reason that you want to store the type is in one record you might have uploaded, say, a PDF file. In the next record you might have uploaded, say, an Excel file, so you'll want to store .pdf in the type field for the first record and .xls in the type for the second record. And the reason that you want to store the type is that at some future point in time you're going to want to possibly have a button that downloads the file, and when the download action executes you're going to need to know what the data type is of the binary data, so you can correctly set the MIME type for the download. Now, of course, the built-in JavaScript action, the action scripting action to download a file, automatically sets MIME type for you if you can point it to a field that contains the file type. So that's file upload to character field or binary field. And then for image upload you have the same options. You can upload an image to a character field. So what that means is that the uploaded image will be stored in a physical file on the server, and then the character field in the record will store the file name of the file that was created on the server. And then finally, image upload to a binary field allows you to upload data and then store the uploaded binary data in a binary field in the record that the UX component is bound to. So we're going to go through all four of these options. So let's pause now and pick it up where we then talk about file upload to a character field. So we're continuing now with our tutorial on file and image upload, and in this video we're going to do a file upload to a character field. So let's go and look at the data structure of the table that we're going to be uploading to, and you can see that we have an ID and a name field over here, and then we have a character field called file upload character. So what we're going to be doing is uploading a file to the server, storing the file in a folder on the server, and then storing the file name of the file in this character field over here. So let's go back now to the UX component, and we'll create a brand new UX component, and we'll go now to controls, and we'll go to text box, and we'll just type in, say, ID, name, and then file name, CHAR, and then we'll go overhead here, and then we'll go to our data binding. So we'll go and we'll bind this UX component. So we'll go here and select our connection string. So we're going to go against a MySQL database, and then let's go and choose our table, and I think we're all set now, and let's go ahead there and click OK. And before I do data binding of the controls, what I want to do now is actually go in and let's just call this file tutorial 1, and what I want to do now is add in the first button that does the image upload, the file upload. So I'll go to other controls and button, and I'm going to get an error now, and I'll show you why I get the error, or at least I'm not going to be able to complete the action. So I'll go here and say I want to go and do a file upload, and you can see now that I'm getting this error that says that my component doesn't have any file upload download controls. So I need to go and add a control. So this is how I specify information about the file upload. So I'm going to go there and cancel out of this now and go to other controls, and there is file upload download. So now that I've got that done, I can actually go ahead and define this button. But before I define the button, let's just go here and type in file upload character field. I'm going to go ahead and complete my data binding. So what I want to do now is go over here, and I want to obviously bind the ID field to the ID field in the table, and I want to bind the name field to the name field in the table. And then what I'm going to do is this special file upload control here, I'm going to bind that to the file upload character field. But I'm also going to bind this text box to the same field over there, but I'm going to set it to not be updatable. So I'm going to go here and then go file upload character over there. So, and this here is not updatable. So the reason that I'm doing that is that I'd like to actually see the file name that was created and stored in the table in this control called file name character. But when we save this record back to disk, the name of the uploaded file is going to be obtained from this special control. So now that I've defined the data binding, let's go back to controls here, and over here in controls I can now go ahead and define this button. So we'll go ahead there and add our new action. So this is file upload, and we can go in our file upload action over here and continue the definition, but I'm going to pause now and pick this up in the next video. So we're continuing now with our video showing file upload to a character field. So we're going to go here and choose the special file upload control that we added. Then we can specify what types of files the user can upload, and then I'm going to go here and specify where on the server, in which folder the uploaded file will be saved. So I'm going to go here and say my demo uploads. So that's going to be a folder that is relative to the web root. So you can see, since I didn't enter an explicit drive and path, this is relative to the web root. And then I'm going to go here and say that as soon as the user makes the selection, start the upload. So I'll go ahead there and click OK now. And then I need to specify where the uploaded file name will be stored. So I'm going to go here and choose file name character. So let's go ahead now and click OK and then save. So at this point now we've defined the action that's going to upload the file, but we still haven't defined the action that's going to save the actual record. So we're going to be creating some new data in a record, so we need to actually submit the UX component and then save the data. So I'm going to go over there to define controls and choose submit reset. So this is going to allow me to submit the data. Then I'm going to go over to my server-side events, and I'll say in the after dialog validate event, what I want to do is save the submitted data to the table. And then I'll say that after the submit action, I would just like to edit the record that was just submitted, and I'll say display debugging information. This will allow me to see the SQL statements that were generated. So we've got that there. Now when we load the component for the first time, we want to go and get the primary keys. So I'll say load the primary keys. So we're going to go and get 1,000 primary keys. So we can actually view, this will allow us to view existing records. Then I'm going to go over to controls over here and put in some buttons so we can navigate through the existing records. So I'll go there and say navigate. And then I'll also put in a button to add a new record. So let's go over here and say new record. So that'll allow us to add new records. So now let's go over to live preview and run this and enter a new record. So here we go. Let's go back to the underlying table here and delete the existing data so that we start off with a clean table. So there we go. We've deleted the record, the existing record now. So now when we go to preview now, there's no data over here. So let's go ahead now and click the file upload button. So I'm going to go there and make my selection, and I'm going to go here and choose, say, that file there, My Movies 7. And now you can see that what got stored here in this field here is the full file name on the server. And then if I go ahead now and hit the submit button, we can see now that when we go to look at the actual table and we refresh the data here, what we have in this character field here is the full file name on the server. And if I were to go and look in that folder on the server here and look in that My Demo folder and do a directory, I'll see that there's the file that was uploaded and saved. So what we've shown so far in the video is how to upload a file to a data-bound UX component and store the file name in a character field in the record, and then store the physical file in a specified folder on the server. Now you can see here that we're storing the fully qualified file name. So if we go back to our Genie now, to the button, and go over to the click event here and edit that, we can see that we can specify that we'd only like to store the short file name over there. So now we're going to store the short file name. So let's pause now, pick this up in the next video and show what effect this has on the data that gets stored in the record. So we're continuing our video now, talking about file upload to a character field, and we've just set the transformation expression for the stored file name to just be the short file name. So we'll go ahead and click OK, and now you can see we've got short file name over there. And then let's go and run the component again. So here is the record that was previously entered. So now I'm going to go ahead now and do an upload again now, and I'll choose, say, a different file. I'll choose, say, Excel file test over there. So you can see now where we have just a short file name over there. I'll go ahead and hit the submit button. Then I'll go over to my table and refresh it over here. And you can see now we've just stored the relative file name in the character field. And if we go look at our folder on disk, we can see now that we've also got that second file over there. So this video has covered file upload to a character field. We'll pause now and pick it up in the next video where we discuss file upload to a binary field. In this video, we're going to talk about file upload in the UX component that has been data bound, and we're going to be uploading a file to a binary field. So when you're uploading a file to a binary field, as we discussed previously, you specify the name of the binary field where the uploaded data will be stored, but you also need to have an additional field, a character field, where you'll store the data type of the binary data that was uploaded. So if we go and look at the table structure of the table that we're currently bound to, we can see that in this table we have a binary field here where we're going to store the uploaded binary data, but we also have a character field here where we're going to store the data type of the binary field that was uploaded. So let's go back to our UX component now and add in additional fields where we're going to store, so we can upload binary data. So I'm going to go back here, and then let's add now a new control. So I'm going to go here and say binary type, and then also binary description. So the description is an optional field. We don't have to have it. So we're going to add those two new fields. And then we're also going to go now and add another file upload download character field. So we're going to go here to other controls and again choose file upload download. So now we have another file upload download control, and its ID is file upload 2. So we'll go back to our data binding now, and let's go back to bind controls. So now what we want to do is we'd like to bind this control, this file upload download control, to our binary field over there. So you can see there's the binary field that we've created, and then we can go to the binary type over here and bind that to the type field, and then we can go to the description and bind that to the description field. So now we've defined the data binding of the file upload download control and the type and description field. So now let's go ahead and add the upload button to do the file upload to a binary field. So I'm going to go here and add a new button, and I'm going to call this button file upload binary field, and then I'm going to go to my action JavaScript and define file upload. So this time I'm going to choose my target as being this control over here, the file upload to, and notice that unlike the first control which specifies a character type, this one specifies a binary type, and that's because we specifically bound this control to the binary field in the underlying table. So that's why it knows that this is bound to a binary field. So I'll go there. Then it basically says where do we want to store the type. So I want to put the type in this binary type. The description I'm going to put over there in the binary description, and again I'm going to choose to upload as soon as the user makes the selection. So let's go ahead now and click the OK button, save this, and go over to live preview, and we can now do an upload to the binary field here. But before we do the upload, let's just go over to our record here and refresh it, and we can see now that currently there's nothing stored in this binary field or the type. So we'll go back now to our component and we'll edit this existing row. We'll just type in the name field, we'll type in test, and then we'll go over to the binary field there, select, say, that JPEG image, and then hit the submit button. So now basically if we go back to our record and see what happened, let's just do a refresh there, we can see that we now have binary data stored in this field over there. In the description we actually wrote the file name, and then there's the data type over there. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video. So we're continuing now discussing file upload from the UX component to a data bound table. That, in other words, the UX component has been bound to a table, and we've just discussed how when you do a file upload to a binary field that there's a required type field and then an optional description field that get filled in. So if I were to go now and choose a different file, so let's go now and choose, say, an Excel file, you can see now that the type now has the correct extension over there, and I can go and type anything that I want into it. So I can say an Excel file showing movie listings, and then go ahead and hit the save button. And now if I go and refresh look at the table in my MySQL database, do my refresh, you can see we've put our own custom description over here, but the file type got filled in automatically, and there's the Excel file itself is stored here in this binary data. So what we've shown in this video so far is how to upload files to both character fields and to binary fields. In the next video we're going to now switch over to image fields and talk about image upload to both character fields and binary fields. In this video we're going to talk about image upload to a character field. So when you're uploading to a character field, the uploaded image is stored in a physical file on the server, and then the character field in the data bound record contains the file name of the image on the server. So let's go back now to our UX component and add some new controls for the image upload to the character field. So I'm going to go here and choose a text box, and I'll say image upload character, and then I'm also going to go ahead now and choose a button control, and I'll call this button image upload to character field. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to define the button, so I'll go here and say image upload, and you can see I get an error saying that there are no image controls on the UX component. So I need to go and turn the control type of this image upload character control from a text box into an image. So let's go ahead now and do that. So I'll go here to image upload character and change its control type to an image. And I also need to go to my data binding and specify that that control now, that this image upload character is bound to this image upload car field in the underlying table. So we've got that done now, and then we can go over to our controls and now to this button and define its action. So we'll go here and say it's an image upload. we're going to be uploading to this image field called image upload car. We'd like to store the uploaded file in a folder called my demo uploads. So this is going to be a file that is relative to the web root. And then finally, let's go ahead here and say we'd like to do the upload as soon as the user makes the selection. So we'll go ahead now, and then let's also go here and set our transformation expression to simply short name. So we'll go there now and click OK, and then save it and run it. So here we go. We'll go there. So we're going to edit this existing record right now, and we'll say image upload to a character field. Go there and choose an image. So we're choosing image number 4295. Click OK. The image gets uploaded, and now I'm going to go ahead and hit the submit button. So I hit the submit button and the image disappears. So we'll discuss why the image is disappearing. But first, let's go and take a look at the record now. So here's our image character field. Let's refresh the data. And so now when the data gets refreshed, we see that there's the image. It's a relative file name that has been stored. And if we go to the server file and do a directory here, we can see there's the physical file stored in this folder. So the reason that the image disappeared after the record was submitted and then refreshed is that the server said that the source property of this image tag here is just the short file name, but we need to specify an absolute file name to display the image correctly. So we're going to go back now to the image control over there, and you can see in the image transformation template we can now specify the template that indicates how to turn the file name into a fully qualified file name. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video. So we're continuing our discussion about image upload to a character field, and now we're looking at the image control that is bound to the character field. And we can see here that we have an image transformation template specified here. And what I want to do here is specify the name of the folder where the physical file got stored, which is going to be my demo uploads, and then backslash value. So what this does is it takes value represents the value that's actually stored in the field. So that's the relative file name, and then this adds on the relative folder name so that we can get the fully qualified image name. So let's go ahead now and save this, and now when we go ahead and we run the component, we can see now that the image displays correctly. So if we go now and change the image to some other image, for example this dog, which is 4295, go ahead now and hit the submit button, you can see the image is shown there correctly. And if we go now and look at the data in the table and then do our refresh, we can see there that the image got updated correctly. But what we're storing in the physical field is just the relative file name. So this discusses here how to upload an image to a character field, and in the next video we're going to discuss uploading an image to a binary field. In this next video we're going to talk about uploading an image to a binary field in a UX component that is data bound. So if we go back and look at the data structure of the table that this UX component is bound to, we can see that one of the fields that we have over here is an image upload binary field. So this is a binary field where the actual binary data of the uploaded image is going to be stored. So let's go back now to our component and add in the additional field so we can do an image upload to a binary field. So I'm going to go here and go back to design mode, and then I'm going to go to data controls and choose image over here. So now I've got another image control over here, and then I'm going to go oops, I chose the wrong type of image control. This is not a data bound image, so let's go ahead and delete that. And then go here to data controls and choose an image, a data bound image. So I'll just call this image data bound. Click OK, and then go over to my data binding section over here, and what I want to do is bind this control here to the image upload binary field in the underlying table. So now what we have is this image control here is bound to that binary field in the underlying table. So now let's go and put a button on that's going to do the actual image upload. So I'll go there and say button, and then I'll call it image upload to binary field, and go ahead now and define image upload. And my target now is going to be this image data bound over there, and then I can go ahead and specify that we'd like to auto upload, and let's go ahead now and then click the OK button. So what I'm not going to do in this video here is show how you can create thumbnails and etc. So I'll just go ahead there and click the OK button and then save this, and go ahead now and save it, and then let's run it. So we'll go over to preview mode and choose now a image upload to a binary field. Go there and choose the image. So let's choose this one, and then go ahead now and hit the submit button. And now when we go and look at the underlying data in the table, we can see before we refresh it there's nothing in that field. But after we do the refresh, we can see that there's now binary data has been uploaded to the binary field in the table. So doing an image upload to a binary field in a bound UX component is pretty easy. All that you need to do to make it work is put a data bound image control on the UX component as we did over here, and then bind that control to the binary field in the underlying table, and then go ahead and define your upload action. So in this series of videos we've discussed both file upload and image upload in a data bound UX component, and we've discussed basically uploading to character fields and also to binary fields. Now in the case of an unbound UX component, you can also do uploads, but in that case you would use the file upload user-defined action, which is covered in a different video. Thank you very much for watching.